Strength Well, guys, that was my 2026 season. It wasn't a perfect season, let's be real. The meet, I went 7 for 9, but at the end of the day, I'm still really happy with it because I learned this weekend that I was able to push myself to the point where I never thought I could. But let's just kind of get to a quick recap on how everything went. To start things off, I did end up being in the 75 kg weight class once again. I weighed in at 163.9 pounds, which was interesting to say the least. So this year I was very keen on trying not to super undercut my weight like I did last year. Accidentally, I cut way too much last year. So this year I was a little bit more like on point, still under the weight cap. However, I did experience things that I've never experienced before while driving down. So Kingston is about 4 hours from where I live, a little bit of a trek. So I wasn't really able to eat anything just because I wanted to make sure I weighed in properly. And my body is pretty notorious for absorbing things quickly. So I was kind of kept myself in extreme deficit. And I, for the first time ever, experienced what is known as ketosis breath, and which is disgusting, might I add. So for those people that follow keto, I don't know how you can deal with that experience, like tasting basically a bunch of pennies in your mouth. But I experienced that. Weighed in, everything was fine. Ate my meals, and then before I went to bed, I was pretty bloated. I was pretty swell. I'll actually put pre and post photos up. It was interesting to say the least. Next day, I jumped back on the scale and I put on 7.5 pounds, which was awesome because I felt fantastic during the meet. But I think that was kind of a little bit of an issue because they ended up drug testing me again. Which is awkward for me because I'm a bit of a nervous peer and it takes a while for me to actually be able to urinate in a cup with another man standing next to me. But I did it and I'll be fine. But I do find it funny that I always get drug tested because I don't feel that I'm the craziest person there. But I think from just the weight increase over 24 hours, they questioned me. So yeah, I got drug tested. But let's get to the actual lifts. Everything was awesome. Like, I didn't go perfectly across all three of my lifts, but I enjoyed every second of each one. You guys didn't see it in the first squat attempt, but I unfortunately mistimed my wraps with the roster, right? So I should have started wrapping my knees like 4 people out. I wrapped them 3 people out. So they were calling my name and I was just finishing my wraps. I rushed out, got under the weight, and unfortunately when I picked my rack height, I didn't account for the weight settling into me. So I lifted the weight out of the hooks, but when they lifted the hooks, it kind of like clipped them and shook me a little out of balance. Fortunately though, like I opened with like 350 something, and that's something I can handle all day long. So it wasn't too bad. It was a little heavier than I thought initially, but with the help of the spotters, the spotters at this event were amazing. They were like, dude, you had that. We know the rack was just too high for you. Just go up in weight and we'll take care of you. So they ended up getting the rack height, dropped one more. Everything ended up being fine. Second attempt felt like my opener should have. And then, which was like 369 point whatever. So essentially 370. That is my downright max I've ever attempted, even in this gym. Went great. So I'm like, okay, well, let's do it. Let's put 380 on the bar. And 380, it was hard. Don't get me wrong. It was definitely hard, but it didn't feel like an all-out grinder. So that made me feel really happy with how everything went. On top of that, every single one of my squats were 3 white lights. So all this anxiety of depth was not there. I was perfectly fine doing depth. So now I can finally get that bull crap out of my head. Bench, love bench. I finally broke the freaking curse. I'm no longer a 110 kg lifter at the meet. Opened up with like what, 107.5, so I think that's like 237. It went great. Downside is though, I'm practicing like when driving the weight, I've been practicing driving the weight back, and that was kind of my issue in this meet because I drive the weight so far back and I forget to stop because they have to say rack before I can put the weight in the rack. Caught myself on the first attempt, didn't catch myself on the second attempt, and ended up hitting the clips and going, oh, I have to wait, but I hit the clips, so they counted that as a rack. I ended up missing my second attempt, but since I actually got it, I didn't see the point in holding off, so I said, screw it, 115, let's do it. I've been chasing this number for like 3 years now. Hit the 115. I had a buddy who I compete with every year basically tell me to hold the weight instead of racking it. Like everybody was screaming hold the weight because they didn't want to see me rack the weight again. So I felt really good about that. I got that. It made me feel fantastic. And then deadlifts, just like a couple years ago, the whip got the best of me. Opened up 396, pulled it, went super quick, locked it out, felt that weight rebound, took me for same thing. Everybody's like, you okay? I'm like, yeah, just the rebound. So I'm like, whatever, like, I know I can lift the weight. I'm not going to open with it. I'm not going to like nurse it. I'm going to go up to my second attempt, which was 418. That was last year's third attempt. Did it, honestly, probably moved like an opener. Well, it didn't obviously move like an opener, but you know what I mean? It moved like my opener should have. And then with 418 being there and me feeling so happy in the moment and just with how the meet's been going, I said, screw it. Let's put 200 kg on the bar, 440, and let's give it hell. Like, this is something I have done in the gym years ago, but when I first competed, I pulled 202 for my last attempt. So it would have been about 10 years since I've touched 200 kgs in competition. And my God, did I give it my all. That was the first time I have ever experienced any kind of like neurological form breakdown moment like I did. The fact that I broke it off the floor was exhilarating because I've only pulled 410 in this gym and I barely broke 425 off the floor like I mentioned in past videos. I broke 440 off the floor, grinded it to my knees, and I'm telling it, like, I needed it 1 more inch higher to get to my knee, and then I could have transitioned to that lockout. But that 1 inch, it was a fight. I couldn't do it. You guys saw it. I was just like spasming in the air, and I just couldn't do it. I lost my balance. I went down, took a couple seconds, and it is what it is. Honestly, the fact that I was able to push myself that hard is amazing. After the meet, I was kind of worried. I actually thought I blew my back out because I felt so much pain, like radiating from like my lower back all the way down to my leg. I'm like, oh man, like I screwed myself up. Like, this is how I used to feel back in the day. And I was getting a little discouraged, but I'm like, you know what, I'll get through it. But fortunately, by the time I went to bed and I woke up the next day, I felt fine. So what I experienced is, in the medical term, I believe it's called acute radicular pain. So essentially false sciatica. My nervous system was so fried from the meet that it didn't know how to react, and I thought I had, it made me feel like I had sciatica. I feel fine. Like, everything is good, but like I could not walk. I could not do anything properly after the meet. When I ended up getting my award, everybody's like, are you okay? You're limping. I'm like I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on, right? So, but ultimately, everything worked out. Like I said, it wasn't perfect, but this was still some of the most fun I've had at a meet. It was a pretty tight venue. That's why, like, you're seeing a bunch of chopped up footage from the stream to phone footage to GoPro. It was a pretty tight venue, but it was still some of the best time I've ever had at like a meet. Like it's probably also because like I compete with these guys like every year and I know them and we all cheer each other on. We warm up together. It was such a good atmosphere, but genuinely I absolutely appreciated everything this year. And even though it didn't go perfectly, I still loved every second of it. I ended up having trying to remember, like a 477.5 kg total, if I remember. Basically 1050.5. So I went up 25.5 pounds on my total. If I would have gotten that deadlift, it would have been a 50-pound increase in a year, which would have been amazing. Ultimately, though, if you guys kind of recall from this year's training, I didn't really start prepping properly until the last 9 weeks. So moving forward, after like I take this week off, let things kind of settle down. I'm gonna go into a little bit of like we'll call it a bodybuilding phase. I don't want to put any kind of like actual weight in my hand or my back for a bit, just to let things really settle, really calm down. I don't want to rush into it. But moving forward after that, I found my groove with training. I really like this DUP training. I like the style that I was, and I was able to keep healthy through the whole time. So I'm going to stick with it. I'm going to stick with it all year long this year. And then when it comes to next year, hopefully I'll be able to really put up a good total. I haven't really decided how I'm going to be doing it. To be honest, I don't know if I'm going to be in the mood to really put up a video every single week, but I will put something up at least monthly just to kind of keep things going. But like, it's going to be the same lifts. Like you guys literally just saw, it's going to be the same lifts for a long period of time. So if you guys have any opinions, if you'd rather just see like quick shorts of it, or like a little bit more of long format videos, or just like a general post, let me know. But I haven't really decided yet. I'm still just trying to bring myself down to like a good level from the meet, because like I said, it was one hell of a ride this year for me. But yeah, we'll see. Either way, guys, thank you so much. I appreciate it. A lot of you tagged in. A lot of you like have been messaging me. A lot of you have been saying congratulations. So I absolutely appreciate each and every one of you. I know this is a very niche thing, especially being in Ontario. Like powerlifting is awesome, but there's really not a lot of like super competitive people from Ontario. So I appreciate every one of you, you know, giving me the humor and the appreciation that you do when it comes to this. Sincerely, it means so much to me. But guys, that's the video. So do me a favor, go down below, drop me some comments. I'd love to hear what you have to say. I would love to hear what you guys want to see next. And then until next time, I'll see you then.